Happy Friday. Thanks a lot to B-Pods for getting hurt on the first play of the game. You can't make it up. But let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to end the week talking some more NBA action. It was just another weird day in our bets. You just heard it. I bet on a player. He got hurt on the first possession. When you look at his game log, it says 0 minutes played. Anyways, we'll talk about Halliburton didn't play. We'll talk about the recap in just a little bit. But quick reminder, our best bets for Saturday and Sunday. Some of you guys ask over the weekend. They're always going to be in 3 places because we're not going to do videos over the weekend with kids and family and life. It's just too hard to do 7 days a week right now. But they're going to be on the community tab of our YouTube profile page or post tab. I don't know what they call it, on Discord, which is free, and on X as well. So just want to point that out. Some of you guys have been asking. That's where we put all of our bets. So we still have the bets, just no videos. But before we get anything, you guys know Outlier. Any graphics you see in this video are from that app. It's awesome. I use it every single day. Best betting research tool on the market today. If you guys want to try it out, nothing to lose. Click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. And I got a dad joke. So here we go. Did you know that I've never seen the inside of my ears? But I've heard good things. All right, in this video, we are going to recap that weird day yesterday where it was only half unit plays. Then we're going to talk something different that we haven't done in a while. I want to show you guys a little injury report. That's right, because it's going to be wild again on Friday. The NBA is nuts. I don't even know what to say. Trying to tread through all this stuff is just wild. And then we're going to talk defenses versus the center position. I'm going to give you 2 best bets and then 2 leans as well. Again, only 2 best bets right now. It's the night before. Hard to force stuff when you see this injury report and just everything going on in the NBA right now. So, but we'll give you those 2 leans as well and then finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. I appreciate the support every single day. Seriously, some of you guys have been commenting on every video. It seems like for 2 years straight. It's just been unreal. So I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Just hit 37,000 subscribers, on our way to 40, but let's get it rolling now, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is, an 0-2 day, I guess. I mean, really, to me, it's an 0-1 day, but we're going to count it as an 0-2 day, obviously. Tyrese Halliburton, double-double, did not play. I knew there was a chance he didn't, so whatever, it's voided, not a big deal. This one has never happened to me before in my life. I bet this is my added play. B-Pods over 12.5 points, felt really good about it. Half unit, couldn't wait, game started. First freaking possession. Hurt his back and done. Hopefully if you guys tailed that, you guys got it refunded. Some books will refund, some will not. His game log on some apps shows 0 minutes played. I'm gonna show it as a loss. It is what it is. I'm not mad about exactly the read or anything, obviously, because he just played 1 possession. But the last one was the bad read. On like a 3 or 4 game losing streak. I had a little hot streak there for sides and totals, but I think I've lost like 3 in a row. Last win, I think, was the Blazers, because they never let us down. But Pelicans +5, they were ahead at halftime. They were down 7 at one point in the middle of the 4th quarter. They were right there, but they just got stagnant on offense, standing around, doing nothing. And then Houston just kind of took over, and they couldn't make any shots in the 4th quarter either. But you know what? It is what it is. So 2 half-unit plays, again, an ugly slate, and this is why I'm managing the bankroll, and this is why I think it's important, because on days like this, when there's players being ruled out, there's injuries everywhere, weird things happening, which seems like every single day right now. If you're just betting 1 to 2 units on every single play, you can have some terrible, terrible days. And that's why I think we've had a little bit better of a year this year than last year to date. Is just because we've been able to manage it. I want to make sure I'm only giving 1.5 unit plays out when I really, really love it and love everything about it. So anyways, that's just my little rant. But there's the overall record, 239 and 199, 24.45 units. So it's been a kind of a bumpy last couple days after, what's been a really good streak since the All-Star break. So hopefully we can bounce back on Friday. But before we get to all that, let's take a look at the injury report. All right, we haven't done this before, but you know what? I thought this might be as helpful as anything. Again, we do these videos the night before. This could all change by the morning, but we'll see. Cavs, Hornets, Mark Williams out. LaMelo Ball is questionable play. Obviously, some big ones there. Jazz, Raptors. How come everyone is investigating Joel Embiid, but no one is even looking into the Jazz, just sitting all their starters every single game? There's no way all 5 of those guys are hurt every single game. Collins, Market, and Clarkson all out. Keontae George questionable. The same thing for the Jazz. It just is what it is. They just aren't even hiding that they're tanking. Blazers at Thunder. If you guys are wondering why the spread is what it is, OKC is sitting their entire starting five in this game, at least as of the night before. It looks like some are rest, some are, I guess, hurt. And I doubt it. I don't know what to say, guys. Like, you pay to go to a basketball game, you pay to watch it, whatever you want to do, and some teams just want to sit out their starting five. Denny Avdia and Jeremy Grant are questionable on the Portland side. T-Wolves and Heat, Rudy Gobert, questionable. Tyler Hero is sick now, questionable. Andrew Wiggins, questionable. Khalil Ware out. Jaime Hawkes Jr. is questionable. And then the Suns and Nuggets, Bradley Beal, questionable. Jokic and Gordon, both questionable. Might go right up to game time to deciding that. Again, when you hear things like that, how in the world are you supposed to make a ton of bets? That's my question. Spurs at Kings, Sabonis and Monk are both going to be out this game. No surprise there with Sabonis. And then Knicks at Clippers. Norman Powell is out, and then Precious Achua for the Knicks is out. Again, this is the second night of a back-to-back. Jalen Brunson left with an injury. They just had an overtime game. Who knows who else sits for the Knicks, but that's what we got as of right now for the Friday slate. So, leave a comment. Let me know if these kind of things help you guys out. But it's just wild stuff right now. So now let's move over to the big men. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the center position. Any player or team that's in green means they're playing today. All these stats are in the last 3 days. We do this every single day. Only got one matchup. Suns facing Nikola Jokic. Again, questionable to play, but 26.2 points per game. Suns giving up around 24. And then there's all the rest of them. Cat averaged 25.3 in the last 30 days. Zubac, Naz Reid. Again, with Naz Reid, you got to see is Rudy Gobert playing. It obviously affects his minutes. And then Vucevic, who's been out lately as well, so I don't know when he's going to be playing again. But that's what we got for the centers and points per game. And now let's head over to the rebounds. And we got the Suns facing Nikola Jokic again. That's right. Suns giving up 17.1 rebounds. Jokic 12.5 per game. And then there's all the rest of the players and teams. Walker Kessler, I think, is the only Jazz player that is going to play. 14.7 rebounds per game. And then there's all the rest of the guys. So let's now head over to the assists. And we got one matchup, but it's probably not a matchup now that I think about it. Blazers against Isaiah Hartenstein. But it looks like he is going to sit. We'll keep it as a matchup, but I don't think he's playing. It looks like the entire starting five, like I mentioned, is going to be out. So there's all the rest of the teams and players for any over matchups. Now, if you're looking for the toughest matchup for some possible unders, here they are, the toughest for points per game, rebounds, and assists. A lot of teams playing, obviously. Nuggets always up there and the fewest rebounds. I mean, they just do not allow a lot of rebounds. Heat, Knicks, and Clippers as well. And speaking of the Heat and Knicks, they're also second and third best on fewest assists allowed. Again, assist to centers, take that for what it is. Not many centers even look to pass, really. And then fewest points per game, somehow the Lakers are number one, getting rid of AD, and they just change how they play defense. Been unreal. And then Cavs, T-Wolves, Clippers, so on and so on. So that's what we got for all the center matchups and research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Hornets host the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs minus 17. Total in this one, 235.5. I'm taking it over. It's going to be a half unit play again. I'm playing it safe right now. You guys do what you want, but hopefully this info still helps you. Jared Allen over 12.5 points plus assists at minus 125 on FanDuel. This is just a low number. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I look extremely tired. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm not kidding about that. You can tell probably by my eyes that my wife is out of town and I have the kids to myself. But the elephant in the room is that it's an absolute huge blowout potential. I mean, 17-point spread. We just need 13 PAs. That's it. For a guy that averages 15.4. Allen, the last 10 games, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, over in 6 of the last 10, averaging 14.2, averaging 26 minutes per game. So he's coming off one of his worst performances of the year. So I think between that and the blowout potential, that's why we're seeing kind of a lower line. He just had 5 PAs. He's averaging 3 potential assists per game and 7.2 field goal attempts per game. We just need 1 assist to break even, by the way. The points line was at 11.5. This is 12.5. He has 1 plus assist in 17 in the last 20, 2 plus and 11 in the last 20. That's why I added this. Obviously, you could just go points as well. He's over this just overall in 66% of games this season. Now the matchup. As you can see by this screenshot, he's over in 6 straight games versus the Charlotte Hornets. He's absolutely crushing it, averaging 20 per game against them. He's faced them 3 times this year, 21, 14, and 21 PAs. 2 of those, the Cleveland Cavaliers won by 14 in both of them. Somewhat of a blowout there, obviously, and he still got the job done. Hornets are going to rely on Yusuf Nurkic if he plays. Williams is going to be out in this game. I mean, just really no competition there. Last 30 days, Hornets have given up the 13th most points to centers, 10th most assists for whatever that's worth. And then recent centers versus the Hornets. Naz Reid had 15. Different type of player, obviously shoots threes and all that. Alex Sarr also shoots from deep. He had 12. Draymond Green had 23 and 21 PAs against the Hornets in 2 games. Moses Brown just scored 20 on him. So I mean, it's not like this team is dominant down low, that's for sure. And then Mark Williams is out as well. But overall, we need Allen to get 13 PAs versus the Hornets team that he's proven he can do it over and over again when he averages over 15 per game this year. And so I like it. He is averaging 28 minutes per game. If you see any games where he's played 25 or more minutes, so I'm being even conservative here in case of a blowout, he's still over this line in 72% of games. So give me Mr. Allen over 12.5 PAs as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Sacktown, where the Kings host the San Antonio Spurs. Kings -6. Total in this one is 235.5. I do know it is a De'Aaron Fox playing against his former team for the first time in Sacramento, and everyone and their mother's going to be on it. Maybe it's going to be the right call, but I'm going to zig when they zag a little bit, or however you say that. Give me Keon Ellis over 17.5 PRAs, -115 on DraftKings. Again, another half unit play here because I'm treading carefully and because it's an ugly slate, and also it's a small sample size with Keon Ellis. So I do like this one, though. If you don't know, he's going to be the starting point guard with Malik Monk out. He just started last game versus Denver. He played 38 minutes. I mean, he played absolutely huge minutes here. He had 21 PRAs. 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Now, the 1 assist, though, was unlucky. It's 7 potential assists in that game. He should have had 3 or 4 as well. And then, so in games where Monk has played, or where he has played 32 or more minutes, and I'm expecting at least that. Like I just said, he played 38 minutes last game. As you can see by this OUTLIER screenshot, he's over in 7 of 10 games. He's also over in 8 of 12 games with 30 or more minutes. So he's been proven to get the job done and go over this line. He's averaging 20.6 PRAs per game in those last 10 games with the 32 plus minutes, averaging 3.6 potential assists, 7.4 rebound chances. So a total of 11 potential RAs. You like to see that there. And then he's obviously going to knock down some shots, hopefully. Good 3-ball shooter. But matchup last 2 weeks, giving up the 10th most points, the 10th most rebounds, and the 3rd most assists per game to the point guard position. So overall, we're getting a 17.5 line for a starting point guard who should play 35 or more minutes. That alone is something you just have to look out for pretty much anybody. It's a great matchup on top of this. Small sample size, but just knowing this guy's going to be locked into probably 33, 34 or more minutes, even closer to 40, it's a pretty nice floor. So give me Keon Ellis over 17.5 PRAs as my second best bet. Now, let's talk some leans. All right, I got 2 leans I want to go over here real quick. Obviously, we'll have more bets in the morning. Added plays in the pinned comments, X, and Discord as this whole injury report and everything kind of shakes out. But Kevin Durant over 24.5 points. He's been playing solid. I mean, he's Kevin Durant. He's been playing some huge minutes too, but over in 7 of the last 10 games, averaging 26.6 points per game. But this is what's crazy. He's averaging 39.4 minutes per game in the last 10. I mean, is Tibbs coaching this team? That's insane. He's over in 76% of games when he plays 35 or more minutes, averaging 28 points per game in those. Possibly no Bradley Beal in this game as well. I'm expecting another 20-plus field goal attempts from him. He's starting to take over a little bit. He's over in all 4 straight versus Denver, obviously, also. So that you love to see that. He's dominated this team. The worry is obviously the blowout, but who knows if Jokic or Gordon or who's playing in this game. So it's hard to predict that blowout. But I like KD over 24.5 points. And then Blazers money line, second lean. I mean, again, they are still slight underdogs versus the entire backup unit for the Thunder. At least that's what it looks like. Maybe Chet plays. I don't know. It looks like they're all going to sit, though. I'm on a obviously 3 or 4 game losing streak with spreads, totals, money lines, things like that. But the Blazers are not a team that lets me down. We've cashed, I think, 6 straight with them or something, and a ton of plus money winners. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed to hit it here. But Denny Avdia and Jeremy Grant, as you guys saw earlier, the only 2 that may not play. But again, this is kind of disrespectful, it looks like, from the Blazers team, who's been playing really well since the All-Star break, playing against a bunch of backups. Even though it's a Thunder, they're a deep team and all that, it's still backups. So when they go out of the game, now you're looking at third-string players. So either way, just something to look into. The line is moving, so it is almost a pick 'em. But Blazers money line, KD over 24.5 points. Couple more leans to look into, along with those 2 best bets. But again, there will be added plays, maybe even a 1-unit play or 2 coming in the morning. So that's all I got for you guys before we get out of here. Let's check out the recap. All right, we got Jared Allen over 12.5 points plus assists, half unit minus 125 on FanDuel. And then Keon Ellis of the Kings over 17.5 PRAs minus 115 for another half unit. And again, added plays will be coming in the morning. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, hit that like button. But hope you guys all have a great Friday and a great weekend. And we'll talk to you soon.